And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode on the Grade A Fantasy channel. I'm your boy, Grade A Fantasy, and we are now here to discuss the top values of what I feel are the best of the week one slate at the tight end position. So let's get right into it. Let's go with our cover boy. Well, let's just take an overall quick look. Tight end, 7,000. Significant drop to 65 from Brock Bowers to Kittle. McBride to 63, and then it just has a significant drop into the fives from here on out. Top value, we'll go with the cover sheet boy. We'll go with David Njoku. Once again, going against a bad Cincinnati defense. Yes, anything can improve through draft and free agent pickups, but when it comes to covering a huge mismatch like David Njoku, and then of course we profiled Joe Flacco on our last video. If you didn't see that, the link will be in the description for the top values at quarterback. Njoku is going to be a target of Joe Flacco because Joe Flacco targets his tight ends. So David Njoku for 5,700 at home, it's definitely a prime. He actually might not. Like I said, these are cheap values. I've never said anything about contrarians. Some of these guys might be a bit more popular than what you think, but we're just looking for what the opportunities are if you pay down. And after the tight end position, like I said, if you don't go with the big three, after three tight ends, it automatically gets into the 5,000. Sam Laporta's 200 more than David Njoku, so you can definitely get value. I plan on, except for a particular lineup, I plan on in this slate definitely paying down more at tight end. I think there's definitely good value here for this position. After David Njoku, we'll scroll down to just a little bit more to 5,300 Evan Ingram. I definitely have a lot of expectations for him this year. One, well, he's on the Broncos. Two, the coach of the Broncos. Sean Payton is looking for his, Jeremy Shockey, what he calls, what his main utility knife is, his wild card. He's looking for, that kind of X factor that he needs, and Evan Ingram has the body type of what used to be Jimmy Graham and Jeremy Shockey, where you could have him on the line, a little bit off the line, in the slot, multiple positions. Basically, I think what he called it, his main thing, his joker player, where he can move and play with him however he wants it for whatever position, whether it be lining to the side of the quarterback, in the slot, maybe standing at the tight end position, crouching in the tight end position. The tight end position has been lacking for the Broncos the past two seasons, so I definitely love this pickup. And against a team who did somewhat guard the tight end position well, coming in at home and having given Bo Nix an extra weapon, I definitely like Evan Ingram this week. And like I said, it's a position that he wants. It's a position and a player that he wants to expose in multiple ways. So Evan Ingram at 5,300 is good. Somebody that you're not probably even gonna really look at or even hear. Let me tell you something. This young kid right here for Indianapolis, Tyler Warren. He basically has the job now. He doesn't have Joe Flacco there anymore He doesn't have Joe Flacco as a quarterback anymore. Joe Flacco was there last year. But this rookie right here has pretty much shown out throughout camp. Basically, the starting job is his. Or the way people run committees, he'll have the most snaps at the tight end position. But Daniel Jones, like I said, this is another reason it incorporates with Daniel Jones. I like the talent that's around him, and this kid can provide him a big target. Like I said, Daniel Jones is basically in a position where he has stepped up into way better weapons. He used to, choose to duck down and maybe check down to a running back, and then his tight end was Daniel Bellinger. This kid has a lot of talent. I think he has a lot of opportunity, and that's a potential high-scoring game against Miami. I think Tyler Warren is a good pick. That has the potential to be a high-scoring game. I will have pieces and shares of Tyler Warren. As we keep going down, look, this wasn't there early in the week, but after dealing with a hamstring, now I'm putting an asterisk on this. Now he's dealing with the knee. The injuries to Tampa Bay is just, is almost as bad as what the 49ers are dealing with. I love Cade Otton. I definitely like Cade Otton because obviously Godwin wasn't coming back, so you had McMillan. McMillan got hurt, so now it's Mike Evans. You got a rookie in Buka, and now you got Cade Otton. Cade Otton at one point, if you want to look at the game log, there was a point that after the Godwin injury, as you can see here, from the Baltimore game, late October into mid-November, he was already getting 4 to 6 and sometimes 9 targets, 8 targets during the season, and then it was consistent 10, 10, 11. So he had a 3 to 4 week run where he was really a big part of the offense. He had 7 targets there, had a couple of touchdowns. I did like Cade Otton, but now it has to be an asterisk because of the opportunity with less wide receivers. But more than likely, he was dealing with a hamstring after the first few weeks of camp, and now he has an issue with his knee. Just see if he could get himself rested and ramped up for that first week. If he's out, he's out. But Cade Otton is definitely one of my favorites because the opportunity is there. McMillan's out with a neck. Godwin's not ready yet. So there's a steady workflow and history of him stepping up when the wide receiver core is battered. But if he can't go on that leg, and then of course if the knee is bad, and then of course they got to protect the hamstring, yeah, Cade Otton probably won't play. But in my notes, he has an asterisk because for 5,000, the opportunity that he has against Atlanta, I think he will do really well. And then if we go down, like I said, you got Dalton Schultz, Chig, but I definitely like this free agent pickup, and I'm gonna go with Darren Waller, coming out of retirement, rested, bodies rested after a year. Now the issue with Waller is the fact that he's actually practicing as the starting tight end, but he has to ramp back up into football shape. Here's the thing with Waller, big athletic target. If Darren Waller can at least get himself into shape where you have to share snaps with your fellow tight ends, he might have to take a few breaks. Sometimes the player gets a playoff and then comes back on. Waller might get a playoff or two, but guess what? Darren Waller's a big target. There's a lot of talk about doing things differently in Miami instead of Tua checking back and giving it to Hill, Deep, and Waddle. They need to do different things. So Darren Waller is an added piece. He provides a big goal line target. Let's say he gets a target or two during the drive between the 20s. Darren Waller's a big enough target to definitely get a look or two inside the 20. So I like Darren Waller, even though he's probably not going to be in tip-top football shape. He's working his way there. He's still not 100%, so he will be playing. And he might get a rest, as the drive goes on. But definitely look for Darren Waller as a key piece because he can be very valuable inside the 20 and most importantly, get inside that 10-5 and goal line. So that is pretty much it. I don't really think I have anybody else as a special mention. Yes. There's an option right there. He's going to have to play. There's a share of them. Let's take a quick look here before we end this video. Like I said, I like Cade Otton at 5,000. But if Cade Otton does not play, then here are your options. And like I said, they don't have much there. So you have to look at a committee. Ryan Miller's new to the team. Payne Durham was there last year. So, you have the options here. But really, if he doesn't play, then, you could have, there's better plays than these guys. But you could definitely look at either Ryan Miller or Payne Durham. Both of them are 4,200. That's in case Cade Otton. But if Cade Otton doesn't play, I don't think I'll be reaching for these guys. I might throw a dart or two in a 25 max on these guys. But for that, I would just go Darren Waller, somebody who's at least going to get way more snaps than them. Because if Otton's out, the Buccaneers are definitely going to go committee style. And that's pretty much it. So that is the end of this video for the tight end values. Defensive video should be out tomorrow. And then, like I said, as the holiday weekend goes through, running back and wide receivers will be posted before the holiday weekend is over. And then starting Tuesday or Wednesday, don't know which day, we shall do the official week 1 preview by position. Thank you for tuning in once again. Please leave a like and comment. Who do you like as a value at the tight end position on FanDuel week 1? put your comments below. And once again, I will have, if you missed it, I'll have the quarterback video looped in. Thank you for tuning in. This is Grade A Fantasy, signing off.